Hi everyone, welcome to the Maker Swap. We have collaborated with 4 different makers to create totally unique projects, and you will get to see the behind the scenes videos. We'll also be having exclusive interviews with each small business so you can learn a little bit more about them and you can shop from them, whether it's a workshop, a gift for someone, or stocking up on your craft supplies.
Hi guys, so I'm Freya from Crafty Sew and So, and I'm going to be making up a makeup bag out of these gorgeous fabrics that Sarah's picked out from our shop's collection. I'm really pleased with the one she's chosen. It's gorgeous celestial shooting star print on a cotton base, and I just think that's going to be gorgeous. I think the ladies at HappyFabric are going to have a lot of fun sprucing and decorating that when I send it off to them. So to make a makeup bag, you will need an outer fabric, some lining fabric, some 100% cotton interfacing, that's iron-on, and a zip. So you want to start by ironing on your interfacing to your outer fabric, and then cutting out the fused outer fabric and the lining fabric from your template, which I have conveniently got right here. We're using a tab-ended zip, and you'll find instructions on how to add a tab end to a zip in our instructions for the kits that we sell to make up these makeup bags along with the template. So let's get cracking. First thing you want to do is you want to take one outer and one lining cut out, and we're going to attach the zip to this long top end here. So the bottom bit with the corners cut out, that's going to be the base of the bag later on, and the zip goes at the top here. We're going to start by taking the outer fabric and the zip, and we're going to place the zip pull down to the fabric, and then we're going to pin that in place. And we are lining up the edge of the zip with the edge of the fabric here. Now I'm using just a few pins because I know it will stay where I want it to, but use as many as you like. You can see there that the edge of the zip is at the top edge of the fabric. And then we're going to take the lining fabric and sandwich the zip between that and the outer fabric, and putting the pins back in between all 3 layers. There we go. So it will look a lot like this with your fabric layers and your print on the inside, because we're doing everything together, facing together. So I've put on a zip foot on my machine, and I'm just going to sew a quick line of stitching to hold those 3 layers in place. Okay, so that should look a lot like this, and then I'm just going to push the fabrics together with the zip sticking out the top. I'm going to take that to the iron, give it a really good press, and then top stitch down that edge as well to hold it in place. Okay, so I've done my top stitching. and I'm gonna repeat the process to attach the other side. I'm just gonna ignore this bit and use the zip as though it wasn't attached to anything, and literally just repeat what I did to attach the zip to the other side of the bag. So that's the zip fully inserted, and I've got my outer fabrics and my lining all ready to go. Now we're gonna sew up the side seams of the bag. So we're gonna peel our fabric, our main fabric and our lining fabric away from each other, and so that they are touching the same side. So that's the outer and the outer together. And we're gonna sew along all 4 straight sides. So down here, down here, down here, and along this top bar. But we're going to leave all the 4 corners with the corners kind of chopped out open for now. So I'm just going to pin and sew all the way around, leaving those corners open. Okay, so now we've got those 4 sides sewn up, we're going to box out the corners. And now I'm just going to double check that I have not done the thing that always happens, which is leaving the zip inside to run all the way up, because you need it open so you can turn the bag out. I can fix that now. Can't fix it once the corners are done without unstitching something, so I'm just going to unzip halfway down, and now that bit's open and that bit's closed. Anyway, back to the corners. So we're going to take the corners and we're going to pull them open like so, so that the seams that you've just sewn are touching, and then it's kind of going the opposite direction to those seams. Right. Now you can do that with 3 corners, not all 4. So you want to do both your outer fabrics and only one of your lining fabric corners, because the other one is where you're going to turn it out, and then we'll finish that off when everything's the right way out. So I'm just going to pin 3 corners and sew a nice straight line to sew them closed. So now we've got 3 of our corners sewn together and closed, and we've just got 1 left that's open that we're going to turn the bag out through. This is called birthing the bag, because you're pushing it out of a very little hole. Okay, so once we've turned it out, we're just going to grab the lining that's got the corner that's still open, and we're going to push it in by about ½ centimetre to 1 centimetre and close that all in the same way that we did the others, but with everything on the inside instead of on the visible like it was before. So I'm just going to pin that in place. Now you can hand stitch this, but I'm just going to, or if you want for a really tidy finish, but I think it's going to be on the inside, so a top stitching finish is perfectly acceptable for me. I'm just going to whiz that through the machine, and then the bag is complete. There you go. So you've got a beautiful handmade makeup bag with a zip. It's fully lined and box tab bottom, ready for a bit of happy fabric and magic. So
I've got this fabulous makeup bag created by Sarah and Freya at Crafty Sew and So, and now it's ready to decorate it. So I've got some Happy Flex and Happy Glitter iron-on vinyl ready to add some glitz and glamour to it. So here is my design cut out from Happy Flex and Happy Glitter, and I've cut white and the gold in the Shine Bright because I'm going to decide whether I want to layer them up or just have the white on its own and create something to go inside to say Shine Bright in the glitter. So keep your eyes peeled and see what I create. So here's the front, and now I'm going to add some extra details to the back as well. As you can see, the zip I've made sure is outside of the heat press. This is just so that your vinyl is the most prominent part and can get pressed easily. Otherwise, if the zip is in the way, you might not get the heat directly to where you want it on the surface. So I'm just going to add my grease-free paper, click that into place and press.
piece.
So I don't know.
That's gorgeous.
It might be backwards to you. I don't know.
It's coming out. It's flipped it the right way around.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I
Looks
put like the
perfect.
shine bright on the front because I thought it'd be quite nice for, you know, makeup or just skincare if you want to add whatever to
A bit of encouragement.
Yeah, but yeah. See that shine bright today.
Got like metallic stars on it as well.
Yeah, so I hand drew
Really
like
nice,
loads of
isn't
little
it?
like illustrations on the.
Oh, lovely.
And then I've done the back as well.
Oh, that's so fabulous.
It takes a lovely fabric and just makes it like so much better.
I love
Yeah,
this
elevates
fabric.
it. Yeah.
What
Yes.
fabric is this?
It's by Figo, so it's a new brand that we've just started working with, and it's really nice quality, isn't it?
Really
Like,
nice.
the craft-
How did you guys start up Crafty Sew and So? Like, how was it born? How did you start it all?
Well, Sarah is the kind of founder. It was, well, she can tell her story, but it was her who started the workshops as a kind of extracurricular to her full-time job.
So I was working as a designer for quite a big company, and I'd studied fashion design and kind of worked my way through most of the high street brands. And I've got to the stage where I was kind of doing what I thought was my dream job, and there was something missing, and it was an interaction with people. And so I started doing and it was also the hands-on experience of actually making as well, because design is very, very computer based, and I did enjoy that side of things. I just really missed like tangible making, using my hands, using my creativity physically. And we all know what a boost that gives us. So I was really just like, what's missing from my life? Oh, making things. So I went on to start doing classes in like the community, basically. And from that, I then got a little studio where I started teaching. And then I started to realise that people wanted to buy things to make the projects that I was setting with them. At the same time, Freya was working in retail. And we got together when she did a course. I'd met you before, hadn't I? When
So Sociable, the social kind of craft thing Sarah was helping host.
And yeah, from that we got talking about our mutual kind of dream to set up a haberdashery / workshop / haven of craft, basically.
Amazing craft treasure trove.
That was the vision.
Not have done this without Freya, no way. We need the team is the dream. And yeah, we ended up getting together for some like business dating to kind of get to know each other and see if we were compatible as business partners.
We literally went for drinks and had like, where do you see yourself in 5 years conversations.
That's the way to do it. I think drinks and having some good dates. Why not?
Yeah,
It was more like future planning.
Well.
It was more future planning than I've had with my husband. I've never talked about like the future in the same way. So yeah, we mapped it all out and we decided to look for somewhere, and then we found a place in St Martin's Square, which is like a little little area in Leicester, kind of retail-y restaurant.
Like indie shops and restaurants and things. It's lovely.
We're in the right place.
And then we were there for 5 years and it was brilliant. But then obviously pandemic struck, and we've had to kind of change tact a little bit. We've taken things in an online only direction for now. Things are very, changeable. We've literally learned to one day be doing things one way and the next day it's like, okay, we're doing these things the other way. That's fine. We'll go with it. That's what keeps it exciting.
Stay relaxed and go with the flow.
Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, that's basically where we are where we are now.
Wow, that's such a nice story though. So there's you two, and then do you have any more in your team as well?
We have a small team, so we've got Zareen, who's was our kind of shop assistant. So now she's kind of the packing assistant and does getting some of the products online. There's my mum, Kim, who has always volunteered and helped out with the shop, but she's stepped up to do more hours now I'm on maternity leave, and she does all sorts of different, she's Jane of all trades, as it were. She does a lot of different things for us, whatever's needed. And then we've got a small team of, there's also Becky, who we haven't seen for ages because of the pandemic, but she's working the shop a couple of days a week as well. But she's shielding.
She's doing some pattern testing for us.
And
so some sampling. So it's kind of, however we can connect still with people, yes. We're doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Best way forward.
Yeah. And then we've got a small team of tutors, Tracy and Elizabeth, and who are now working via Zoom from home for workshops. So that's been good to be able to keep going with them and things. But that's the kind of main group of people we work with regularly, as well as tutors who do more specialist crafts, who come in who used to come in, I should say, every now and again to run workshops. So it's quite a
good. That's so good. I was going to ask you what kind of workshops that you teach, because I've seen a lot online, and I'll try not to research too much because I want to know you guys.
So we do everything from beginners all the way through to people who have been sewing for a few years. And on most classes we'll get beginners and people who are a bit more experienced, so we try and tailor it to kind of suit everybody. And some of the projects that we do, so we have a Start As You Mean to Sew On beginners class, which is your absolute starting point, and teaches you everything you need to know before you sew, and then you make a couple of projects and catch the bug, basically, hopefully. Most people do. So it's really nice to kind of start the journey with people and then take them all the way through. So this weekend we've got a sewing mat workshop coming up. We've done pyjama shorts, we've got quilting. We also do crochet as well. Elizabeth's been teaching a 4-week crochet course, which has been really popular. And she's doing some more involved classes coming up, exploring granny squares a bit more, and doing a crocheted headband as well.
Neat. I'm listening to one, so maybe I should come on that.
Yeah, totally make your own. DIY, baby.
I know, I need one. I'm like, I can't buy one, I've got to make it.
Yeah. And that is totally the great thing about the online workshops, is that no matter where you are in the country, you can join. We are doing something which helps people buy fabric online, which is a kind of another product that we've just brought out called the Swatch List.
Ooh.
And it's a swatch subscription service, so every month people get 5 swatches, and then they also get a booklet explaining what the fabrics are and how they can use them, and inspiration.
Just thought, what can we do to kind of bring that in-store experience to people's homes? Worked with the team to do suggestions and pattern recommendations, and they're a beautiful little thing to receive, little parcel to receive in the post. Subscribe now and they will get the March pack.
So how is best to book a workshop with you guys?
You can book all our workshops through our website, so it's CraftySewandSo.com, and under the workshops tab you'll just find all the workshops that are coming up, and you can choose whether or not we send you materials, and then we'll send you the Zoom link, and everything's recorded so that you can watch it back if you want to as well. So all the details are on our website.
How do you choose all of your fabrics? I mean, Oof. You've got so many to choose from. I want to add them all to my basket. How do you do it?
Oh, we spend a lot of time shopping.
Imagine.
Especially at the moment, a lot of time scouring websites going, is that the right shade of pink? I can't tell. Does it look good on the computer screen? Will it look good in real life? Because we used to have reps come in and do presentations for us, but obviously that's not as easy these days. We have still been seeing them through the pandemic and obviously social distancing. They kind of shimmy a suitcase over to us from 4 meters away. But yeah, we have kind of changed a little bit the way that we're doing things. But really, it's a case of kind of looking at the patterns that are available, the patterns that are popular, the styles that people are telling us that they want to make, listening to customer feedback constantly, and just really trying to buy fabrics that sit well together in a range, because obviously we don't have a supermarket budget. We can't afford to buy absolutely everything, and we don't want to either. We want to provide like a hand-picked, curated range that we love. I mean, that's the main thing, really.
Gonna say that's the key thing. Every fabric we choose is one that we're like, I love this, we have to have it.
What is your main tip you would give to a complete beginner who is interested in buying fabrics from you? What would you say is the first thing to get started, or a first project to sort of learn from?
Mine's more of a tip, so like, because a pattern and project is quite personal, so it depends on, like, I'd recommend that they choose something to make that kind of works with what they already wear, so it's not kind of like a standalone garment. But my tip would be to be kind to yourself. It's your first project, it's not going to be perfect. Don't be harsh on yourself, just have fun with it. Learn some things, learn a couple of skills, and enjoy the project, because that's what crafting really should be about. We can get too hung up on perfection, and that can rob us of the joy.
Well, one thing I always say to people after the Start As You Mean to Sew On class, I had a chat with them about what they're going to make next. And I always say to them, make something for you that you can put in your home, that you can look at and constantly remind yourself that you can do it. Because I made the mistake when I first started sewing, really, of making lots and lots of things and giving them away. And that's great for people that you're giving them to, especially when my skills started to improve. I gave away most of the things that I'd made, so I never had that kind of affirmation, that confirmation that I actually had learnt those skills.
It's nice to see this very first project you've done compared to where you're at now, and how much you've improved from it. It's crazy, isn't it? How much you can learn on your skills. And like we said before, on your blog and your workshops, they're a great place to start people learning.
Absolutely.
And the tutorial for this makeup bag, that's what I
There's a kit available on our website to buy and make those, so you can
Oh, so it works in hand.
Yep, you get the tutorial and the fabric and materials, so you're set and ready to go as soon as it lands on your doorstep.
Have you got any new products or any new projects or things coming up for 2021?
We do. Sarah's working on, so we also run the My Handmade Wardrobe patterns, which is dressmaking clothes, and Sarah's got a couple of projects in the works for there.
So, we've got 6 patterns in our range at the moment, and one of our most popular patterns is the cozy jersey tunic and dress, and it's one that I think I've made about 7 of. I think Freya's made about 5 or maybe more.
4 or 5 now.
Kim's made hundreds. Pretty much all of our team have made it. So one thing that we thought we really wanted to do was to produce kind of add-on packs to the designs that are really popular. So we're bringing out a PDF add-on pack, which includes a front pocket edition and a collar as well, like a shawl collar, and a cropped jumper version as well. So it kind of is taking the skills that you've learned and repurposing them in a new kind of style, and that's very much what the My Handmade Wardrobe patterns are about. Similarly to the Crafty patterns and kits, it's all about learning new skills and then using those skills to create the styles that you love constantly and that you'll enjoy to wear. So that's coming out hopefully end of this month, beginning of next month, although we're fast approaching the end of this month. It's crazy. And then we're hoping to do we've got some pre-recorded videos, which are basically our live online workshops, which have been really, really popular. We've just taken those, edited them a little bit, and we'll be putting those out as pre-recorded live videos.